Yeah,
Two
great
really
question.
exciting things, huge milestones for CauseMic.
Yes.
It's the summer vacation over here.
Yeah, we can tell you have no sleeves. You ripped those off.
Okay, so it's been a few weeks, dare I say months, since we've done a video switchboard, but the reason we're opting to do one right now is because we have a pretty exciting announcement, something that is a new product offering for CauseMic. And so I would love for you, Matt, to kind of describe one, what is it that we are going to be selling that is very new, and the why. Why did we decide to create what we're creating?
Like all of my ideas that I bring to you, I wanted us to do this so that it would drive you crazy. First and foremost. So we're stoked
Check.
to be, yeah, check. We're stoked to be releasing the Rapid Growth Plan Masterclass. And we wanted to take this process that we've used over and over with clients that we take through the Rapid Growth Plan, which ultimately results in a one-page strategic plan, a project backlog to kind of keep track of all the different things that have to be done, and a KPI tracker to measure whether or not the plan is on track. We wanted to take that process that we've built and refined and tested and gotten feedback on, and make it accessible to all nonprofits, all leaders, regardless of budget. We wanted our process to be available to others. So that's really what we're launching and why we're excited to do so.
Yeah, and I think, making it accessible, if you think back to like the first rapid growth program or plan that we actually built with an organization, like maybe talk about when you were kind of like, oh wow, we're really onto something that a lot of organizations need because either they don't have the focus or they don't have the capability to kind of drive what really matters. But like what was kind of how did you know that this was something that organizations really, really needed when you started engaging with clients? I don't know. It's been our 10-year anniversary. So is that 10 years ago? Is that like prior to CauseMic?
Mm. Yeah, like all entrepreneurs, I dreamt this while I was sleeping and then just woke up with the perfect product in mind, and it was already built in my mind. And then it's just so nice that you've caught up in making it come to life. The reality,
Amazing.
yeah. This is like a decade in the making, right? Because even before at CauseMic, when you and I were at Team Rubicon and we were just a part of this really fast growing organization, I remember how exciting and how unique and different and a bit jarring it was to do the strategic planning process every quarter. That we were really trying to be the best disaster relief organization in the world, and we had a shoestring budget, and we had like dreams that required much more funding, and we would just change. We would set our course and we would attack it like ruthlessly, and we would align all of our teammates, whether it was volunteers or staff. And there was something magical about moving fast and with speed. um, and then over the years, yeah, we've tested out different components of this, and we've pulled from sometimes from I love kind of like continuous learning. So sometimes we would be looking at whether that's courses on design sprints and taking a process from Procter and Gamble and applying it to the nonprofit sector, or capturing like a strategy on a single page. Just over the years, we've kind of tested things and we've figured out what works and what doesn't work, and now we've compiled it all into a single process that we've been taking people through for what, about 2 to 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like no matter how good it is, like literally we just did this a component of this with a nonprofit last week, and every time we always ask, how could this be a little better, how could this be better, should and I think that, and that is kind of what's captured in the spirit of the product. But it's also it's in such a good place. It's totally shippable. And yet I'm sure that we're going to continue to improve it as we get feedback from people who take the class.
Yeah, I think that's, what I'm excited about is like translating for us. We have all this consulting experience where we get to understand the nuances of a lot of organizations, but taking a process that can be applied and yet customized is really the sweet spot. And then I would say our goal is to like train people to become facilitators within their organization to use it's both step by step, and then it requires some like pushing. Like that's what we do as consultants, right? We like politely push you to think a little bit differently or think outside the box, because that's naturally where you find yourself when you're internal. But I think I'm really excited for the shifts that we've made over the last few years, which is really like involving your team to make the decision, even if it feels like, we always hear this thing about like, oh, there's just not enough time to get everybody to be part of the decisions. And I don't think there is either. On the important ones, boy, it sure makes things a lot smoother down range, like creating your fundraising strategy or, defining the priorities, which some organizations that we chat with are changing on the daily. And therefore you're never going to hit your target when you're going all over the place. And so I think the validation from what I gathered is like at these workshops where we're taking some of these pieces and hearing some of the nonprofit leaders say like, oh boy, I want to do this at my organization. Like, I think I could do this. I want to be a facilitator. And you're like, whoa, we were already thinking like, how do we productize what we've learned? But just to hear that without prompt was like pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And I think part of it is that like right now, and this has probably always been the case, but it's absolutely the case right now that nonprofit leaders are confronted with these two core issues. They are experiencing a gap in funding. They don't have the money that they need to execute the programs at the scale in which they want to. And the sector is pretty burnt out. People feel like we're already overworked, and there isn't any time available. And so I think what's kind of magical about the Rapid Growth Plan Masterclass and why we're getting excitement from people who are going through these exercises with us is that it gives them an opportunity to address both of those things. But as you said, like to actually be the champion internally. So figuring out what are we trying to really accomplish? Where are we going to focus? And what are we going to like double down on to get there? But also, can we have permission to stop doing some of this other stuff that we've done forever because we just can't do everything? So I think that's probably why we're getting so much positive feedback from people, is it's something they can fall back on to really determine what to focus on.
Oh, yeah. The stop doing exercise is something that it just brings so much joy to people who are solving like really hard things and don't have enough time in the day. So, okay. The other really important component is like, I want to talk about who is helping make this accessible to nonprofits. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the CauseMic Foundation.
Yeah, this really has been a long-term, foresight. I always had this thought of like, gosh, we've really made it when we build this foundation and make the work that we do even more accessible to more nonprofits. Like, we get asked all the time because all we do is serve nonprofits. They're always asking, is there a nonprofit discount? And it's like, this is the nonprofit discount. But the foundation, the idea of the foundation is let's raise a pool of funding from donors who believe that one of the ways that to unlock nonprofit growth and impact is to help provide them with the same tools, the same resources, the same ways of working, the same technology that's used in the for-profit sector that nonprofits simply can't afford, that they don't have access to. And so, yeah, the Masterclass is the first philanthropic program of the CauseMic Foundation, and it's designed to make our methodology that we've gone through, that we were just describing, accessible at an affordable price that any nonprofit can say yes to. That price is not going to be a hurdle. And yeah, it wouldn't be possible without the incredible philanthropic support of our donors. And we're really grateful. For example, a woman named Jan is our first donor, which is awesome. Gave $50,000 to the foundation to help get the masterclass off the ground, and we're just really excited to be able to put this program into action. And it's the first of many things that we hope to release throughout the foundation.
Yeah, really exciting. I can attest that this was something you said many, many years ago, and now we're ready. And I think that if you're not tired of hearing our voices, you should stay tuned, because we will have the masterclass available to anyone on August 26th, where we plan to, share out, drive traffic to that site. And then you'll also learn more about the foundation in the future as well. So
yeah,
two really exciting things, huge milestones for CauseMic. it's the summer vacation over here.
Yeah, we can tell you have no sleeves. You ripped those off. Yeah, but super excited. And also just a quick shout out and thank you to those people who are doing the pilot with us right now. We appreciate it. Those are people who came to the town hall that I put on to talk about this. So it's also a shameless plug. This is why you should attend the town halls, because they're all getting it for free, where you would have too if you're wondering what we're talking about. But seriously, a shout out to those people, because they're going to help us make it better for the public launch that's coming. What, next month? You said?
Oh, it's gonna be next week.
Next week. Okay, so
Whenever this is released, but it's August.
it's next week.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. All right. Stay tuned for more, folks.
Adios.